Did you go to the movies with Hugo and fall asleep?
No, Hugo fell asleep. I did not fall asleep. I was awake. You were asleep for part of it.
I was, for a little bit of...
You and Hugo were asleep over there.
Yeah, the awkward part is waking up and Dave was cuddling with me. That was weird.
It was cold in the theater, I say.
All right, everybody, hello. Welcome to the Viva Connections SharePoint Framework bi-weekly sync for July 24th, 2025. Wow, here we go. So we've got an exciting call for you today, full of Pegasus horse animations. Oh, that's fun. All right, let's keep going though. Let's see what other joy awaits us here. All right, so today we're going to talk about all sorts of fun things. So first off, we're going to give you an update across everything in PNP, so you can see what's happening across all of our sample repos and some of the tooling and everything. Then we're going to take a lovely picture together. So go ahead and comb your hair, adjust your hats or whatever. And then we've got 3 awesome demos for you. So be sure to stick around for those, and let's get started on those updates. First off, we always like to let you know that we have a ton of stuff, and you get to all of it by going to aka.ms/community is it LI? Well, that's LinkedIn. I see. No, community.ms. Just go there. Or aka.ms/community/home. I see. Read the slide. There you go. But we've got all sorts of YouTube videos. We've got a whole LinkedIn group, so you can go professionalize and business it up all you want. And then you can head on over to our open source repos where we've got tons and tons of samples. We've got 1,000, 2,000 plus samples. I'm not even sure the number. It's huge amounts. And then we've got all sorts of tooling like the PowerShell, the PNP.js, and so on, all the CLIs and everything. And you can check it all out here and get all the links to all the calls and everything. Wowee! Speaking of calls, you're on one right now. Good job. Or you're watching one and you should have been live. What were you thinking? Just kidding. But sure to come on by. You can get the invite here at these links. You can add them to your calendar. It'll stay up to date even as the time zones change because we're fancy with the technology like that. Oh. All right. And, of course, be sure to join us on the 29th next week to talk about the Power Platform Weekly Call. We've got another 3 lovely demos for you. Be sure to check that out. All right. And then, of course, if you would like to be one of our lovely presenters, if you'd like to get on here, if you've got an idea, either you've just done something, you've just gotten started on something, or you've just worked on something for a long time and you think it's a pretty clever way to do it, if it's in one of these related areas of technology and you'd like to show it off, it does not have to be open source. We just don't want it to be a full-on product demo. Please come on over here and do the request. We'd love it. All right. And then, of course, David, tell us all about this thing.
What is this thing? Yes, this thing is sharing is caring, everybody. So we are getting these new sessions scheduled. Everybody's been on vacation, enjoying the summer months, so trying to give everybody that space. But we're going to have some new sessions coming in. Stephanie's leaning in to help out. Todd offered to help out. And, of course, Hugo and I will always be there for you. These sessions are live. They're hands-on. They're going to provide you guidance on contributing to the community. So as you saw those samples and you see all these other opportunities to contribute, you may think, well, how do I do that? I heard it's via GitHub, and that place is scary. Well, we're going to unscary it. That's right, the technical term, unscary it. It's a live, hands-on session. It is a safe space, which means we do not record it. So you can ask any and all questions you want. It's a great way to collaborate with other members of the community. So be on the lookout. We'll share on the socials when that gets scheduled. We are excited to empower you to do more. And then once you do more in the community, we want to recognize you. And that is where our award-winning community recognition program comes into play. We've got all these cool badges available. It's superhero season right now, so you're going to see the porcupine rises in just 1 second. Congratulations to Bo, Cameron, and Anoop, Toddy, actually, who is the second winner of all 5 badges, or recipient, I should say. They are available to everyone for the next 4 months. So take advantage of that. Again, this program had been recognized by Credly as a best in class. So we've got a blog post that talks all about that, which we'll highlight here in just a couple of minutes. But it is free, absolutely no cost. Just need you to opt in, ak.ms/community/recognition. Back to you, Chris.
Ooh, good job. All right, well, let's talk about some open source projects. So we're going to jump right back over.
Yeah, ping pong it back. Yes, so we've got our Microsoft 365 Power Platform Community blog. This is a great way for you to be able to blog here as well with the community. You are welcome to blog, and again, it uses GitHub. So if you're unfamiliar with that, sharing is caring is your go-to there. We did just put up our blog post on how we were recognized as a best in class. So again, this is a huge thanks to all of you, because without all of your contributions and passions and giving back to the community, it would not be possible. So thank you, Vanna Kent. Very nice with the cursor there. Looks great. So check it out. There's another one by Jacob on pay per app as you go. So again, your opportunity to kind of get showcased with blogs. So check it out. And Chris, back to you, at least for a few slides.
That's right. And look at all the space we have on this slide for more blog entries. So
lots of room.
Nothing else. Do it for the slides. All right. Going on here.
Would someone think of the slides?
Think of the slides. So we also have this Copilot prompt library. So if you're one of the 30 people in the world that has a Copilot license, you can come on over here to our prompt library and get all sorts of cool prompts. So you don't have to just sit there and stare at the blank screen and wonder, what is this AI? Won't someone please tell me how to talk to our new masters? And we will. And in fact, if you submit one, we might even select you as the prompt of the week. Prompt of the week, like Jim over here. So Jim has created a lovely prompt for a comprehensive report for all the work he's done in his years of the company. I assume, Jim, you are working on a resume. Great job. All right. But you also could come over here and fill out a prompt. It'll be lovely. We would love to have you share those for us. That'd be great. All right. And then Julie is not here, so I will talk about this Pineapple.js client-side libraries. So if you have not heard of this yet, why? So if you're doing any kind of client-side development, whether that's in SharePoint directly or you're just hitting against SharePoint or Graph, then you're going to want to use PNP.js. I use it literally in every SPFx project. It is fantastic because it provides the full fluent UI. So in other words, you get nice autocomplete and IntelliSense for all of the endpoints. You don't have to remember all of those things and then type with them like I do every time I forget my underscore at API. You won't have to. So please be sure to check that out. They've got all sorts of stuff going on. Version 5 is starting. Ooh. All right, and Gary, where are you? You there?
I'm here. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. So new version of CLI for Microsoft 365. This is version 10.10.0 as the beta version. So we've got two new commands for Microsoft Entra for updating organization info. And if you're building modern pages on SharePoint Online, you can now remove controls using the CLI. To test this out, you can install the package from npm or use our Docker container as well. Just use the next tags to get the latest beta version. Just a reminder as well that all the commands in CLI for Microsoft 365 are now exposed through the CLI for Microsoft 365 MCP server. So now you can manage your Microsoft 365 tenant using natural language, in GitHub Copilot, in Claude, anything that supports MCP. So if that interests you, go and take a look at the website, aka.ms/CLI-M365, and I encourage you to go and look at the release notes as well for all additional bug fixes in this release. Moving on, Chris, to the next slide. And we have a new version of DevProxy. So this is version 1 beta 8. So we are probably in about a couple of weeks going to get ready to release version 1. In this release, we've got a few new plugins for simulating behaviors of your AI apps. So one of them is a failure plugin. So this is effectively forcing hallucinations in your in the responses, and also rate limiting as well. So if you're wanting to simulate the scenario of hitting the token limits for what the service that you're using provides, then you can use DevProxy for that. We've got other things like cost analysis reports, just general improvements. One thing that we have released as well is DevProxy GitHub Actions. So if you are wanting to bring DevProxy into your workflows, you can now use DevProxy. We've got some samples there that uses Playwright as well. So DevProxy, Playwright, GitHub Actions, if all those things interest you, go and take a look at the DevProxy Actions website. Like remind you, V1 is due soon, probably in a couple of weeks. And yeah, if you want more information, go to aka.ms/devproxy. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I think you might need to vary your expression just a little bit. All right, here we go. Alex, Want to tell us all about these things?
Yeah, thank you, Chris. So on Monday, we released new versions for both React controls and property controls. So now we have support for SPFx 121.1. And for React controls, we have a new control called world map. And you can see the picture in the slide, how it looks. And we have a lot of improvements, enhancements, and bug fixes. And as always, thank you to all our contributors to both repos. If you want to learn more information, go to the links that you see at the end of the slide, and we have release notes in there. Many updates as mentioned. So yeah, thank you very much for all of you. Back to you, Chris.
Right. Did you guys know part of Russia is on the world twice? Anyway, all right, and Nico, are you available here? Nico.
Yes, thank you, Chris. So we're currently in a bit of a pre-release freeze until the mid of August for the SPFx toolkit, but that doesn't mean we're doing nothing because we're currently using this period to update our documentation, including this fantastic change that will reduce our carbon footprint. So we are doing our part toward the climate. Behind the scenes, we're working on some major changes, both visible and invisible, so we'll be turning these into issues in our repo in the coming weeks. So if you're interested in helping shape the SPFx toolkits, don't hesitate to claim an issue because they can help you collecting those away some badges. No contributing experience? No problem, let us know and we will be happy to help and guide you. Back to you, Chris.
All right. Awesome. And David, tell us all about this.
Hugo is here for this actually today.
Well, fine.
Oh,
Hugo, you can
sure.
talk.
But I look like him, so I understand the confusion.
Yeah, I can't
That's
tell.
right. Well, if you want to do your part to save the earth, one of the ways to do that is to recycle. And a great way to recycle is to look at other people's samples and use it in your code. So we have SPFx samples for extensions and web parts, and these are the latest updates. We have the quick link grid by Adam, the countdown timer web part by Sudeep, React People Slick by Lu Hong, and Paolo has been busy with the SPFx Legacy App Files Browser and Personal Settings solution. You can contribute to our samples by going to aka.ms/SPFx-webparts, and you can see all the samples that we have by going to aka.ms/community/samples. And don't forget, your contributions will earn you a fancy badge. Back to you, whoever introduced me.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Thank you, David. Speaking of recycling, look at this guy. They're hiring the same guy repeatedly. That's loving the environment right there. All right. So, David, now you can talk.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so we've got Aces here filling in for Derek and Anoop. Plan tracker by Ahmad. Thank you for this. So you can check it out. Again, this is open for contributions. The Aces are a great way to contribute as well if they're up your alley and you like working on some of these things. So check it out at ak.ms/SPFx-aces. And then back to Chris and then back to me.
Hey, let's talk to David now. David.
That's right. What do you know? Hey, thanks, Chris. It's been a while. Yes, so everybody get those cameras turned on, and I will share the screen. We will turn into together mode. And let's do this and do this and do this. And I will move this over here, and we'll select the screen. Yep, there we go. All right, seeing some great, fantastic faces. I see Paul there. All right, getting everybody in here. Nico and Bill, wonderful. All right, we'll give it we're doing good on time, actually. Excellent. So we'll give it just a second. I see Zhao, I see Hugo. Yay, my favorite people are all here. Stephanie. All right, let's give it another second or two. I see Alex up there, and I know Teams is sometimes a little slow getting everything turned on. So we'll give it just a second, and then we can start the countdown here in just a moment. Great to see folks still coming in. Wonderful, love it. Very, very good. All right, let's give the countdown. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's wave, everybody. Great to see you all. Great to see you all. Wonderful. Thank you all for being the amazing contributors you are to this community. Again, opportunities like this would not be possible without all of your amazing passion and contributions to the community. So we really, really, really appreciate it. Keep it up. Love it. Great, great work. All right. Well, Chris, back to you.
Yeah. That's what I say. All right, here we go. Back to me, indeed. now go over to the demo. So we've got our first demo. We're going to be speaking of aces, right? So we're going to do an ace for a cafeteria menu. So Lakshmana, whenever you are ready, you can feel free to take over the screen and go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I'm gonna take over screen. I'll share my screen.
We can see it. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw this in presentation mode. Yeah, were you able to see my screen, right?
Yep, looks good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hi everybody. I think yeah, this is presentation for adaptive card extension that was developed back in March, I think, for the hackathon. That was a great event. A lot of people have brought in very good ideas. And one of my idea or submission was to build a adaptive card extension for cafeteria menu. So that is what today I'm going to demonstrate in this community as well. So yeah, I think today's agenda is going to look like this. We'll talk a little bit about myself, and then how the idea came up and the proposed solution. I'm going to also walk you through how it works and the code review as well, and future announcements that can be done or in this particular adaptive card extension, as well as the technologies that I have used, right? So yeah, my name is Lakshmana Duppala. I work at EcoStar as a full stack and a SharePoint developer, and I have a extensive experience in working with SharePoint all versions, with particular focus on workflows development. I've used all kinds of workflow tools such as SharePoint Designer, Visual Studio, custom Visual Studio workflows, as well as Power Platform, and third-party tools such as Nintex and K2 as well. So that's about me, and here are the couple of social links that I have here. If you want to get in touch with me, please use one of these links. And moving on to the idea. So yeah, when I thought about this hackathon, what I can submit, right? I looked at our intranet and found a couple of things where repetitive tasks that I know. I felt like I should automate those things. So from there, the ideas came about, and from there, the ideas came about, and it is translated into a solution. So initially, I thought there is this cafeteria menu on our internet homepage, right? Pubs team, basically publication team that is responsible for hosting this particular content onto our internet so that everybody consumes it. They does this every week. So I thought, okay, why not we can automate this and present it as a card as well. So that's the whole idea. And that is what I've ended up implementing and submitting for this hackathon as well. And back then it was a new solution, and later on I proposed in my company as well. So they have welcomed that solution, and we have that card already in production as well today. So how I implemented that, there are two parts to it. Let me go to the next one. Yeah, the first one is there are two parts to it, to this adaptive code extension. One part is the one that you're currently seeing, right? On the left hand side, you can see the card that displays all the lunch menu and cave hours and links to the online portal where you can place an order, things like that. On the right hand side, the picture demonstrates how it was implemented. So we made use of the Viva Connections, which comes with the dashboard, right? That is where I think this card goes and sits. So that way people can consume from Microsoft Teams as well as SharePoint intranet as well. In both ways, they can consume this particular card, right? That is what the first part is, but the information that is surfacing onto this card is coming from a SharePoint list. So now how that content is being updated in that SharePoint list, that is I'm gonna show you how this was done and fully automated. So there is a this is the second screen that talks about that. There is a Power Automate that I have built. Basically, what it does is it will take it'll as soon as it triggers, right, it will go to that Microsoft Copilot custom model that I've built. Basically, this is a PDF. So in this PDF on your left-hand screen, you can see it knows all the pricing details, right? So I trained this particular model with 5 to 6 lunch menus, right? All the information on this lunch menu will always be same, except occasionally it'll add few details and the pricing details, right? So those are the things I focused on. So as you can see on your left hand side, it as I mean as as I spun up this model, right, it knows like where to read the information from and how it can store it into a variable, and then later those variables will be passed on to a flow. That flow will eventually update into the list. That is the whole logic behind this particular thing. That is the second part. So that way it is completely automated. So PubStream will still goes and post that document on the intranet, but they don't have to update details into the SharePoint list. It will automatically be done. This is a scheduler. The reason being it is a scheduler Power Automate is so they post that content every Monday morning around 7 a.m. EST, and then my flow goes there and tries to grab this information at around 7:38, if I'm not mistaken, and then it'll update this list if sees any difference in the content. So right, that is what it is doing. So that's how this whole thing is automated completely. So publication team will still go there and publish their PDF at one place only. So that's the whole idea behind this. But then we are resurfacing that information at both places. One is at Microsoft Viva dashboard, and the other one is on the SharePoint intranet. So let me show you. For example, this is our production intranet where everybody comes in to consume this information. So this is where the card lies on the announcement section, right? So this is where all Cafeteria information will be there. So this is how traditionally it is been placed and kept it in the announcement section. But now we have two ways to consume this information. One is users can directly go here and then consume it, and the other one is through teams also they can go and consume this information. So let me also show you how these cards look like. Let me go to this presentation, and then yeah. So let's take a look at the first part. So like I said, this is the SharePoint list that I built, right? So on this SharePoint list, two things are happening. One is from this list, information is surfaced onto the card that is using a custom ACE. So that is nothing but this card, as you can see. This is a dashboard that we have it on. We have tied it on SharePoint itself as a separate link, right? So that users can consume this information right there on the SharePoint, and otherwise inside the Teams also on dashboard it appears. So when we click on this particular link, it knows that information from where to bring in that list, and then it will display this information like this. That is the one part. And the second part is how is this list content is being updated is we have another, like I said, yeah, I built a model, right? So this is a model which for the most part, 99% it can read the information accurately and update it. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to test this model, all I have to do is show the PDF. Currently, I'm doing it manually, but it knows from where to pick it up. So as you can see, if I run this test, it is already started analyzing this model, and then also it is gonna identify all the variables that it needs to be picked up. Yeah, it is already did. For example, for demonstration purpose, I only have updated mapped to a couple of variables. As you can see, it is already identified, ready to extract this information and update it to the SharePoint list. How are we doing that update? There is another flow that basically, see, like I said, this is a recurring one, right? It starts at 8 o'clock. It knows where to pick the content from, which is that menu PDF, and also it knows what to extract, and in the end it updates into the SharePoint list. So that is how it is fully automated. So yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I think overall functionality. Let me show you the code part as well. This is something which I've already done in the previous video as well. You can and check out that video as well. If not, we can quickly run through this as well. So in here, I built a custom custom ACE card, right? So the main thing is this whole card design, right? The card design, as you can see, this is what this is. So all the JSON that I put it inside this designer, it is gonna show you, it is gonna outline you how it look like on a high level, right? But this is the area that is coming from the list. That list, how it knows is we have a property section where I define that list ID. So it is going to go fetch and bind that information into this particular area so that it will render dynamically. So as you can see in here, so all this area is being rendered dynamically from that list. So if I want to show, so this is the card list ID that is kept inside this properties, and also it has a link. For example, in this card, I have other links down here where people can go and directly make a online thing also. So this one is hard coded. This is the actual service providers. They take online orders and deliver it as well. So yeah, that's what it is. And if I go back to the card, so yeah, this is the JSON, but I have also a service class basically to interact with the SharePoint and then retrieve the details. As you can see, this is the call fetch list items, right? So in here, I'm dynamically passing my list ID and getting all the properties that I needed from that list, right? And then building a list with all these properties, and eventually I'm gonna assign that into this card list items, which will eventually be rendered here. I think, see, the dynamic part that we saw, list items, yeah, it goes here. So that is how this whole thing is constructed. So yeah, let me go back to the presentation. I think yeah, this is done. So future enhancements, like I said, this is we have several locations. The same thing is happening. For example, right now the solution that I have implemented is EXP location, which is the headquarters. But then we have several other locations also. There also they have their own cafeteria locations. So my plan is to incorporate all that, all those things. So people, when they log in to or come on to the SharePoint internet, right? We know identity using the Graph API. I thought we can read the location from where they are coming, and then based on that dynamically we can build the card content as well. That's the next thing as a feature enhancement we're doing. Other than that, the technologies I've used SharePoint Framework, TypeScript, and REST query for building this particular adaptive card extension. So yeah, that's about it, I think. Thanks for the community and following out the resources for my previous hackathon entry. Yeah, and I would like to thank my bosses, Aaron, Jim, and then Raja as well. And finally, I would like to end my conversation by thanking David, Hugo Beso for their continuous support for the community. Yeah, with that, I think I'm done. Yeah,
All right.
thank you for listening.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now I would like the 3 cheese griddle cake. I think it was. I don't know. I want some lunch. I was trying to read the menu and place an order. So thank you very much. And we'll go ahead and move over to Paul. Paul, you know, I've met you in person, and I got to tell you, you're not near as scary as you are in that profile picture. That's very intimidating. The dark background. Are you there, Paul? You ready to share? To tell us all about building powerful enterprise search apps?
Yes, Paul? I'm here.
Yay! All right, well, go for it whenever you're ready. Go ahead and take over the screen. Tell us all about it.
Let me start talking first. So my name is Paul Shkurikhin, and I'm a managing director at Sharepointalist. Today, I'm presenting our enterprise search hackathon demo based on our product Navigator 365. Full disclosure, this is a commercial product available in the App Store, although there is a free edition available for everyone else. We managed to get a most enthusiastic presenter award for our demo, so I will try to keep it up. And now I would like to start with the live demo. Let me share my screen.
We can see it. Looks good.
Okay, so here we created a search center for our Contosa users. So as you can see, we have multiple dashboards here available. So let's start with the all documents. So essentially, this represents all documents on this fairly small tenant. We showcase our information by default based on physical structure. So as you can see, benefits, that would be a site. Then you can drill down to a document library and optionally folders and document items. Here you can, let me expand everything. So that's how it looks like. What it gives you is an ability to see the structure where the documents are located, essentially providing the context. And also, you know, from the intranet scenario, it actually looks nice. What we can do here, we can search. So let's say Falcon. So here we've got everything on Falcon. We can filter. We have a large list of predefined filters, although you can customize them all. From here, you can access document properties. See the preview. You can share right from here. You can download, browse to the document location. See the version history, so essentially everything that you need about the document. If you click on a document, that gets you to the document. Let's say if we switch to Mark 8, that's a presentation of how the same information should be shown just one site. So we have shared documents library, as well as a bunch of folders. We also have different layouts. So the default layout is tiles. That's what you see right now. But we can also change it to list view, which is more like a standard one, as well as preview tiles, where you can see the previews of the documents. So same, for example, we can do a video portal using the same information. This is just the videos that we have. We also have a search wizard right here, which in situation where you have plenty of documents, motivates users to search and apply filters before actually drilling into the results. So again, standard filters that you can work with. Do our Falcon again. As you can see, while we type in, it shows immediately how many items are available based on your search. So if there are too many items, you know that you probably need to apply additional filters. We can also do the same things with events, list items. So this is, for example, all the events on this tenant structured based on the year and month. And again, you can see the information about the event, drill down to this event, and even download the ICS. On the right, here you see the Viva Connections dashboard. So we have a card that allows you to see what search dashboards are available for you as a user. Let's go to the all teams. This gets you into the Microsoft Teams. And here we see the same functionality in the personal app, driven with the configuration that IT applied. So same features, expand all, see the previews, everything right in here. So this experience available in Teams, as a personal app, in Teams channels, as well as SharePoint and Viva Connections. So let's look into how this is actually configured. So let's go to our test page. And add our web part. So it starts with configuration wizard, just to get you started easily. So you can choose between Teams as a source, SharePoint, or OneDrive. You can pick and choose different sites. So let's say we select Contosa team, global sales. And we would like to hide any pages in use and just focus on documents. As this is a search app, so it's completely relying on a search, we also checking for the crawl index health, right? So in this case, the index is healthy, so all items are indexed. We go next. Now we can just select a preset based on the usage. Let's do our standard multi-column with search. We don't need search wizard because there are not too many documents here. Click next. Here the standard filter configuration. Finish. So we just created a search experience based on these two sites, again, where you can search, filter, do whatever you want. The app is quite flexible, so if you want it to be in a smaller experience, it adjusts like this. Or like this, as long as it cooperates with me. Okay. Now we have lots of additional settings in this app, allowing you to fine-tune your configuration. For example, let's say we would like to change the color of our tiles. Let's do something like this. Click OK. Save. Here it is. Right. Also, as I mentioned, the standard features here are based on the standard structure here is based on the physical structure, but this is completely configurable through the settings as well. So let's say instead of our standard structure, we want it to be driven by the managed property. We'll take the easy one. Let's do the file extension. Let's choose the icon. Let's do tag. OK. And let's keep the site collection. So now we can see the same information with the different structure. We have over 200 different configuration points, so essentially almost anything you would like to configure could be configured. Now let's go back to my presentation. Okay, so again, just to summarize, the app helps to aggregate, group, and filter documents, pages, news, list items, events, and we also have people coming. It works with any managed properties out there, so any metadata, and we also have some special features designed for taxonomy. It works with SharePoint, it works with Microsoft Teams. We can get data from OneDrive. We have an integration of Copilot agents. We do have integrations with Viva Connections and Power Apps. What we tried was to solve with this. So first of all, we would like to provide a nice intuitive search across your tenant. Our app allows you to create really nicely looking experience with simple no-code configuration. There are enhanced filters. You can configure all your filters. You can configure all your grouping to make your content shine. You can build simple apps like what I just did in a few minutes, or you can build a fairly sophisticated search experiences, that you used to build with SPFx. It is completely mobile ready and responsive. It supports both the mobile Teams app and SharePoint app. From the technical perspective, again, it's a pure SPFx solution. Currently, we're on 1.18 version. Obviously, looking to get further. We started with 1.8 when it just started. Again, it's a web part, Teams personal and channel app, Viva Connections integration. We also have list view command set extension, which I did not showcase this time. We use mostly SharePoint REST APIs and some Microsoft Graph APIs. There is a reason for that. And the main reason, as being a third-party app, Graph API approvals are pretty hard to get. So we try to make sure that the app works and most features work with just REST API and does not require app approval, Graph approvals. It's a React-based component. We extensively use PNP SPFx controls, PNP.js, Fluent UI, and many different libraries out there.
Hey, Paul, I'm going to have to wrap it up real quick for time, so we wouldn't have time for Swami here.
Sure. Yeah. So actually, I literally have only 2 slides left. So technical challenges, again, Graph API approvals, that was always a problem. The app works with, potentially with very large data sets. We have customers working with like tens of millions documents with this app, and it's a struggle sometimes from the performance perspective. Again, Microsoft managed properties mapping, still back in 2010 world. This is always a problem for customers and for us. And also, we're looking forward to some Copilot integrations and APIs to help us to extend our app into Copilot world. Again, things that we have not covered from the app: folder search, list view extension, Power App integration, which I will probably prepare some demo and apply for community call to showcase how it works. SharePoint agents integration and people search. Again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, let me know or reach out.
All right, thank you, Paul. And we'll go ahead and switch over to Swami whenever you're ready, Swami. And both, I don't think I mentioned before, but both Lakshmana and Paul's demos were from the SharePoint Hackfest, or Hackathon, that's what we call it. And they were both interested in that. So thank you both for participating in that. We appreciate it. And Swami, if you're ready, go for it.
Sure.
All right, we can see your screen. Looks good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. So I'll make this quick as we are having limited time. So basically the session is about having the SPFx solution to upload the bulk item from the Excel sheet in the SharePoint list. So let me give a quick intro to myself. I'm Swami Nawale. I'm a SharePoint and Power Platform developer based in India. So these are my social media handles where they can connect with me. Agenda for this call will be first we'll be taking a look at the problem statement, solution overview, and we are going to take a look at the solution demo. So the code also I'm going to explain you like a quick overview and the final SPFx solution. Also, when I was working on the project, so actually this was one of our client, the project I was working, but I just picked this specific part to showcase to you the possibilities and what are the key learnings and the best practices that we need to follow here. So the problem is really simple. If you think of any system out there online, there are some data. So if the system is completely new, then that's fine. Users are going to perform the operations on that and data will be completely new. But what if the system is old and if we are modifying that to a new version? So the system is the SPFx application I'm talking about. So when it's come to migration part, it's quite difficult for us to do. Like if there are the complex databases that has the lookup relationship and everything, obviously we are going to manage the architecture in that way. But what if the data is quite simple? So we can use this solution. And this is the SPFx web part that lets user upload the files and it supports the sequential and batch upload. So in this case, batch operation is recommended because it reduces the API call and reliability point of view as well. And a quick view of my development setup. The project was on 18.20.3, SPFx is 1.20, and PNP version is 4.11. Now let's take a look at the demo. So this is the simple web part. Just have the file upload control and the total number of records in SharePoint. So I was doing some testing and there are over 60,000 items in my SharePoint list. So here we have option to choose a file. So this was the point where you let people select the file from the system. And this is the Excel file that I have. So all the data you see here are the dummy data. That's not a real. I just downloaded from the mock data website. So a employee database we can assume here. So it has a columns like text column. Then we have the date time column, number column as well. Work mode is a choice column. Is married is a Boolean type of column. About us is the multi-line of text, and social media profile, that's a hyperlink column. So if we take a look at the SharePoint list, so all these columns are created. So there are two things. You can create a list using SPFx only, or you can just create a list and then use it in a solution directly. Now here's one thing, like this option is also available in out-of-the-box feature of the SharePoint, but there's one issue, like if we upload through the item using Excel or CSV, the display name are good, but the internal name are different. So there is this issue we have. Now what I'll do, I'll just select a file here. So just a file with the 60 items to save us the time. And we have two options here, upload sequentially and upload in batch. So I'll open a network tab so we can quickly see what's going behind the scene if we select these options. So the first one is about upload sequential. So what it will do, it will upload items one by one, as you can see. So though there are total 60 items in the list, there will be separate API call for each of those items. Now that is fine if you have the limited number of items, but what if the items are over 1,000 and 10,000, right? That. So the sequential upload is not the best solution here. You have to use the batch upload. So what batch upload will do, there will be a single API call, but in that call, what you will be passing the multiple items. So as you can see, the 59 items has been uploaded. There are over 59 API calls here. So I'll just refresh this. And let me select that file again and just filter out the result to see the batch. So we don't get to see the relevant information here. Now when I select batch, so as you can see, it is started. So 20 items uploaded, then next call 20 will be uploaded, and in the next 20 will get uploaded. Right. So there will be 3 calls here. And if we take a look at the preview, now here the item, you can just check the last 2 digits because it's a big number. So it starts from 42 up to the last item is 58. So almost 20 items were there. Right. So you can have this one. So I have checked with the 10,000 records as well. So it almost took me 25 to 30 minutes to upload all those records in the list. Now, if we are showcasing this data in some kind of table, then it's the most important part is indexing to make this index column as well. As this was just a quick POC, I did only indexing for the title and date columns. But yes, you have, if the database is used, then you have to manage the indexing as well. Now, there was one more part, like what if there is some data that is missing? So there are lots of cases, right? So you have the Excel sheet, but you don't have that right kind of data here. So as you can see in this Excel sheet, I have this work email and some fields are missing basically. So this kind of thing also we can handle. So I'll upload that Excel file that has the issues. So I'll just close this. We don't need it for now. So as you can see, once I select the Excel sheet, there is also displaying like which row having the issue and what column it is having an issue, right? So there is a row 3 that has missing work email. higher date and salary in the row 34. So this kind of thing we can show it here. Obviously, this is just for a demo purpose. This can be shown in a much beautiful way. Now this was the solution. And for this, I use the Sheet.js npm library here. And we'll take a look at the code now. So this is my bulk upload SPFx. So this is the main file, the TSX code, and the service file is here. So basically in the service file, I am writing all the PNP.js functions. So the first function will get items from the SharePoint list. So in the batch request, so we don't have to face the threshold issue. The second one is the function for the save data sequential. So this sequential upload, as you can see, I am having the for each item, there is await statement. So until and unless the first items get uploaded, second will not run. Third one, we have the save data batch. Now here we are using the batch function. So all the function and the code here available on the PNP website, I just copy paste and just a little bit formatting I did. Now let's go back to the SPFx main function. Now this is the React based functional component. All the states I've created here. Then the fetch list. So when the web parts enter, we are just showing the count. So this is the first function it will run when the web part mounts. Then we have the function for handling the file. So now this part looks a little bit confusing. So this is actually the Sheet.js functions that I'm using to read the Excel file, read the columns and the data. So I'll be making a dedicated YouTube video on this, but for this demo, I'll just quickly explain you. Like here, what we are doing, we are just getting the data from the Excel sheet. Basically, we are reading it. Now, to handle the missing cases, what I did is I have just taken array of the string. So like these names must match with the Excel sheet heading, else this won't work. So basically these fields are required. Now, if any of the fields is missing, I'm maintaining an array. So in that array, there will be a row number and what fields is missing. So this part will handle. And if everything works fine, I'm just appending that record in an array. So in order to proceed with the upload. Now, when user clicks on run upload, so basically the one parameter use batch, it's either true or false. So when I click on upload sequential, this will be false. If I choose upload batch, this will be true. So based on that, I have written two functions in the service file. Those functions will run. And then this is the user interface. So this is the return statement actually. This is just a heading. For the file input, I did not use any PNP control, just a simple HTML input control here, and that accepts only Excel file. Obviously, this can be much more enhanced in terms of validation. Now, this is the message bar, actually the warning message. When there were some fields are missing, there were warning was showcased, right? So this is the part where I'm showing that one. And this is the default button actually. So upload sequentially and uploading back. These two buttons we have. And this is just a small information I am showing and the progress indicator as well. So whatever the states I have added, and when I clicked on that run upload function, it will show the counts, like out of 50 items, how many are uploaded and how many are remaining. So whatever the information were there, I was showing it here. And then if there is any error, I'm showing that here as well. So this was a quick solution I wanted to showcase in this demo. That the main project I have worked on mainly for the HR domain, and that was much more advanced with some validation kind of thing. Like here currently what I'm doing is I'm just showing in a warning message like these fields are missing, but in that it was actually opening up that row to fill out quickly for the quick resolution and everything. So this is how like you can use this kind of solution in terms of you have the bulk upload and all the kind of that functionality. Now the last slide is the key learnings and the best practice. So the data validation is critical. As I said, like to validate the Excel data before to upload. It's actually database quality actually. And then show specific feedback the row is missing, because if you just show like if there is any missing information, then user might not get like what information is missing. So it's always important to showcase them which row and which fields is missing that's need their attention. The batch upload is for the performance only, because in terms of API calling, batch upload will do multiple items in single call, and that reduces the network call as well. And having the controlled option like to upload a sequential and the batch upload, it's totally up to you depending on the use cases. But for this demo, I'd like to show you both, like how you can do that. And with all this, I'd like to pass into the Chris and thank you for the session.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Swami. Really appreciate it. Let me jump back over here and we'll wrap this thing up. So again, thank you all to our 3 fantastic demo presenters. We appreciate it. And if you'd like to present, again, reach out to us. And then also, if you've got feedback on the call, the kinds of demos you'd like to see, change the format, you'd like to hear less from David, you don't have to keep submitting that one. We've heard that so much. But we would love to hear from you. So please come to this link and fill that out and let us know what you think. And you can also come over to Discord directly and say things there if you'd like. So we've got 2,800 plus members on our Discord channel where you can continue the conversation we've been having in chat over there and ask for help and assistance and all that other stuff. And then, of course, thank you very much for everyone that attended the call. And for anyone that would like to go back and see this in depth, we will post this within 24 hours to our YouTube channel. And then be sure to join us for our next Viva Connections SharePoint Framework call on August 7th. Wow, and that's it for us. We did it. Wow. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.